I spend about 200,000 euros on Google Ads for ecom brands every single day. And in this video, I will rank the most common Google Ads campaign types, and I will let you know which ones you must use, which ones you should test, and which ones you should stay away from. With that being said, let's get right into it. Campaign number one is search long advertorial. We're talking about long form advertorials here. So advertorials that aim to convert problem-aware searches, right? For example, you're selling creatine, something like, targeting how to grow muscle as a keyword, and you lead that to a long-form advertorial that breaks down why creatine is great for that. That's what I'm talking about here. This is a straight S tier, okay? The reason for that is with advertorials like that, you're tapping into problem-aware searches, which usually have really high TAMs, really big markets. So if you're able to convert, say, how to grow muscle, it's huge. You can scale a lot. You can grow your account big time, your brand. You'll constantly gain new customers. And also you can usually duplicate the same concept for different angles, right? So if muscle growth works, for example, weight loss might work as well. So really, really good tool for growth, straight S tier. A few things to pay attention to here. Then they're most difficult to nail. They're difficult to do. You got to be really good at direct response. And you got to do things like the legal aspect. You got to be careful about claims. The tracking is a topic. So they're difficult to get done. You need to focus on this. But if you do and you crack it, it's big. So even if it takes you a month or 6 weeks to do this, I recommend you do that because it's really big. Number two is brand shopping. I would give this an A tier. A lot of people will not use brand shopping campaigns and be confused why. But one fundamental thing is if you run PMAX campaigns or shopping campaigns and you let your brand queries from the shopping network run into that, you run into issues when you scale. Because the moment you scale that campaign and you want to obviously scale the new customer aspect, Google will automatically also spend more, bid higher on the brand keyword. So it will just become inefficient. So brand shopping saves you from that because you isolate it. So, it's not magic, but it's really important. So straight A for this one. Next up, we have PMAX feed only. This is, again, a straight S tier. 70% of accounts you will look into, maybe 80%, this will be the main working horse. This will be the campaign that generates the most revenue. Product ads are tremendous on Google. It's a really good campaign. It's the heir of smart shopping. It's probably the campaign type that Google invests the most in. It's the most advanced and it works really, really well. It is kind of hit or miss. So if it doesn't work, usually it's difficult to get it to run. But, as I said, 70-80% of the time, it will work. You've got a bunch of levers here. It's mostly media buying. It's feed optimization. So classic Google Ads work, pool marketer work. You don't need a creative strategist, just need a good Google Ads guy, and he can crush it with PMAX feed only. Next up, we have search comparison listicle. I'd give this an A tier. What we're talking about here is these comparison sites where you compare your product to other competitors, and you do that as sort of a third party, right? You don't brand it, it's off brand. This campaign type works really well. It's a straight W most of the time. I'd say 89% of cases, this will actually work and it will be one of the top 5 campaigns in the account. The reason I'm not giving it an S tier, I'm giving it an A is, one, as a marketer, it's just a very unsophisticated way of doing things. You're just banking up other people and, targeting, comparison or best keywords. It's kind of lame. There's not a lot of skill to it. So that's one thing. And the bigger reason is these are capped as opposed to the long form advertorials where you're tapping into bigger things. There's only so many people on the bottom of those awareness stages or looking for your competitors. So you will generate good revenue and new customer revenue, but you can't scale it as much. So that's why I give it an A tier. Next up, we have display remarketing. Straight D tier for me. In my opinion, display is a legacy model, a legacy campaign type that Google has been neglecting. They haven't been bringing out a lot of features or updating things a lot. So it's kind of like it's legacy. It's right. It's from a past time. So yeah, performance is not that good. It's very manual. You got to do a lot of manual work there. It doesn't tend to bring the best results. PMAX retargeting or demand gen does much better. So it's just overall something we don't really use a lot. There's one function within display campaigns which is cool, which is also legacy, and that is that you can pay per conversion. It'll unlock after a certain amount of conversions or spend. And that's really cool, and that can work really well. But that's sort of the only thing that I would do with it. You're better off using the other campaigns for remarketing. Next up, PMAX asset only. So PMAX asset only, I would give it a B tier. They're good for growth. And the reason for that is they combine different channels. So an asset only campaign will display basically on all PMAX networks, apart from shopping. It'll show on search, it'll show on display, discovery, etc. And that was my notes. So there's a couple considerations here. They're good for growth. Okay, so you can bust through plateaus, you can add new revenue to the business, to the account. They're really good at finding new keywords. So because of their automated nature, they will test a lot of different things on search, and they will get keywords to work that don't work on search. The reason is, I think PMAX just gets more signals. So if there's 100 searches for a niche keyword, your search campaign won't know which one of those 100 to target, but PMAX kind of knows that. So more niche keywords convert on PMAX asset only than, for example, on search. The reason why I wouldn't give an A tier is, one, it takes a long time to start working well, to ramp up, and two, the high maintenance. You got to take care of the display part, the video part, the descriptions, the search terms. There's so much to take care of. It's like almost like its own account, and it's very prone for mistakes, especially on big accounts. So that's why I would give it a B tier only. Next up, we have cold search. So cold search, there's different ways of doing it. We're referring to standard search campaigns that target new customer keywords, and usually they lead to a PDP or sales page. If you run cold search with a long PDP or a sales page, I'd give it an A. It can crush. It's on brand and it can work really, really well. Most people, however, don't do that. Most people use it straight to their standard PDP, which doesn't do a lot of selling. In that case, I would give it a B tier. That is because when you don't have a dedicated asset, it doesn't work as well, and conversion is usually decent, but ROAS values will be lower than PMAX. It's still good. You can add a ton of volume, and it's again a campaign type that a classic Google Ads marketer can do a lot with, right? It's classic PPC, high maintenance, but also high reward. So I'd give it a B tier. Next up, we have standard demand gen. A tier for me, really good for growth. Obviously, you tap into display, into YouTube, into discovery, into the push channel of Google, essentially. Yeah, you can add new revenue. You can, it's a counterpart to Meta, right? It's not as big as Meta, but it's pretty big network still. So you can generate a lot of revenue with it. The reason I don't give it an S tier, the reason I'll give it an A tier is it takes a while to start ramping up. You need a lot of budget, you need really good creatives, and you need to have a tolerance towards a lower ROAS on first purchase. This doesn't work for people that need a really high ROAS on the first purchase on scale. If you're looking to run DGen on scale, you're going to have to take a cut on the ROAS. That's why I like things like advertorials, because ROAS tends to be higher. So that's why I wouldn't give it an S tier, but it's still really strong, and it's something everyone should do. One more thing I really like about demand gen is that you have these multiple channels. You've got YouTube, you've got discovery, you've got display, and you can see how these channels work together also, sort of not omni-channel, but across multiple channels, and they make the sale happen, right? And that's why also, in most cases, better than standard YouTube. So I really like them, and I'll give them an A. Guys, that's part 1 done. I'll be uploading part number 2 next week. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate it. And if you do run Google Ads for your brand and you need help, or you want me to take a look at it,